This, my daily video, is an excerpt from a video I posted on the 23rd of April, but I took this section out and reposting it. It's about 7 or 8 minutes long. I want to really see who get this. Check out this video. Look at it very carefully and listen carefully to the message. Christian teachers and preachers and others have been painstakingly attempting to identify what the mark of the beast actually is. I myself have been among those who searched for the identity of the mark of the beast. Microchip is the most obvious candidate and without a doubt factor into the workings of the mark of the beast. However, based on the language used by one of the most powerful and world influential religions throughout the centuries, following the tenets of belief of Catholicism, is the mark of the beast. I submit the following information for consideration. Did you get that? I'll run it a little bit slower and look at it very carefully. And I will admit, it took me a minute or so to really identify the language they were specifically using. Watch carefully. The language and wording of the Pope's invitation letter reveals the extent and power of his claim. The sun and Sunday is the mark unknowingly, ignorantly, and willingly accepted by most of the world. Most, if not all Christians, will reject the obvious microchip implantation because it is too obvious and raises many questions. But whoever said that Satan attacks you with the obvious? Scripture says that Hashatan can transform himself into an angel of light. That's Corinthian Bait 11:14, 2 Corinthians, which basically means Hashatan has the ability and persuasiveness to make dark look like light. Hence, the Holy See many centuries ago said Sunday is now the Sabbath, and the entire world believed the Catholic Church overseen by the Pontiff or Holy See or Pope. Hashatan has been successful ever since the creation of man to hide himself in plain sight. The enormity of people who have unknowingly accepted the mark of authority from Catholicism and the primary spokesman, the Pope. I know this idea may be a difficult pill to swallow. Just the thought that once we ascribe to a good portion of the pagan practices that come out of Catholicism. Also, the clear language in their documents where they admit Sunday is their mark of authority. Many of their documents mention the mark of authority of Catholicism is changing the Sabbath from the seventh day to the first day of the week, Gregorian calendar, Saturday and Sunday. In a renewed and enthusiastic endorsement of globalism, Pope Francis has announced he is hosting an initiative for a global pact to create a new humanism. In his letter that was issued in September 2019, there is a section that, to me, clearly reveals the role of the Pope, the Vatican, Rome, and nanotechnology in these end times. Here is a section on healing the planet. See the section I have highlighted where it says, and the great ones of the earth? That could be scary to think of the end time ramifications of such a statement. But if you are a true set apart one, reading that should make you excited because the language is far too similar directly out of the book of Hazan, Revelation chapter 18, verse 23. And the light of a lamp shall not shine in you any more at all, and the voice of bridegroom and bride shall not be heard in you any more at all. For your merchants were the great ones of the earth, for by your drug sorcery all the nations were led astray. Chazan 18:23, Revelation. Pope's letter, Scripture. Once again, Pope's letter, Scripture. Too similar to be a coincidence. This is H.S. Yaakov, his bondservant and watchman. Shalom wa barawak ak wa akwaf. Always to the esteem of the Most High, Elohim, Yah. This is H.S. Yaakov, his bondservant and watchman. Shalom wa barawak ak wa akwaf. Always to the esteem of the Most High, Elohim, Yah.